Howdy folks. Okay, so today we're going to talk about competitor analysis, and I want to go through a tool that is essentially the all-in-one tool for competitor research. Now, the tool is called SendView. It is an excellent tool to track your competitors' email marketing tactics, like you can see on the screen here. And essentially what the tool allows you to do is it allows you to generate a bunch of unique email addresses that you use to sign up to your competitors' newsletters, and then their email sends will stream into SendView's inbox. Okay, so you'll have a dedicated inbox that you can monitor, and then what they do is they essentially extract the data and they will spit it out or render it out in trend graphs. So they basically take the raw data that's in the inbox, collected in the inbox, and they essentially visualize it in a very nice BI format. Now, let me quickly sign in just to show you the back end of it. This is a paid tool, but it is quite cost effective. We are not affiliated to the tool, but it's a brilliant tool to use as a starting point. Again, do your own tests here. Do not copy your competitors. It's an obvious thing to point out, but use this as a springboard or idea generator and take it from there. Just quickly want to show you the inbox here. Let me just hide my face for a second. Just want to navigate over to the inbox so you can kind of see how emails are being collected on a daily basis. So the beauty about that is that you don't need to use your work or personal email address to sign up to competitors' newsletters, because that just, clutters your inbox and it distracts you from other important emails. So you can see here, it's just constantly collecting emails, and I can see a snapshot of different details and data points. Now, all these different data points are being collected, as I've mentioned, by the tool itself, and then they basically extract it and they spit it out in a very nice visual manner. And I'll quickly go through those visual graphs. Okay, let me go. I'm going to skip timelines, dashboards, and favorites. I'm going to focus on the trend charts. So I'm going to head over to the trend charts. And you can see here, there's a bunch of data points: send volume, spam scores, days of week, time of day, subject line. I'm just going to go over some of these, not all of them. If you want to try the tool yourself, sign up for a free trial or reach out to the tool providers and get yourself access to the tool. You can also tag email addresses. You can see here I've tagged some of them: e-commerce, toy stores, fashion brands, and so on. So I'm just going to focus on fashion brands because I know they're quite aggressive with their sends, and then I can look at the emails over all time. And you can see here now I can tap into send volumes. The numbers at the top here are aggregate total values, total sends, emails received today, busiest day, May 24th. And then I can see that on a graph. This is the timeline, over the all time period. And then here I can kind of see who are the aggressive senders. If you look at Evelyn, Revolve, Toby, so it's clear that Revolve is the more aggressive brand when it comes to their send cadence. 403 emails all time. It's essentially one email every single day, because the days in between sends, 1 day. Evelyn, 3 days. Toby, 16 days. So you can see how aggressive some of these sites are. Again, you want to tap into this, you want to compare your send cadence to your competitors. Again, there's no black and white answer to send cadences. Base it off of your own historical tests and data. But it's very interesting to see how other brands in your space are sending emails. I'm going to skip spam score, day of the week. Yeah, you can hone in on the busiest days and also the least busiest days. You can see here, it's clear that Monday, Tuesday are busier days, Wednesdays are less busy, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and so on. Okay, you can see there the hotspots. Toby only sent emails on those days. Now the idea here is to, again, there's no black and white answer here, but if you, for instance, see that your competitors aren't sending emails on a, let's say, a Wednesday and a Friday, then you can easily run an A/B test where you test a busy day versus a non-busy day and kind of look at the results from that. Is the open rate higher on a less busy day, just because they aren't getting distracted by competitors? It's especially true if you've got a product or niche that has a lot of, comparison shopping attached to it, or buying behaviors attached to it, because then they're also signing up for competitor emails to do price comparisons. So look for days, do a test, see if a slower day produces more higher open rates, conversion rates compared to but again, do your tests. You can also look at the time of days. The more popular time of day sends, and also the less, you can see there. Busiest hour is in the morning, 11 a.m. Before noon, 48% of the emails have been sent. Afternoon, 52%. So a bit of a 50-50 split there. But again, if you you can see there, busy periods. These are the less busy periods. So you can easily run an A/B test to see if you send emails in the morning, how does it perform? Okay, against the slower periods. If you see high open rates, conversion rates in this period, you're obviously still going to send during those busier periods. But if you see there is a statistical significance during times where inboxes are being cluttered a lot less, test it out, try it. Again, it's merely a starting point. You can see most frequently 5 p.m., 1 p.m., and you can see the distribution of the send times there. The beauty about this tool is that it becomes a benchmarking tool. So if you want to convince your team or your boss or your client to test certain things out, you could easily collect data within it and go, right, we can see all competitors are doing this. Let's go the opposite direction and see what we can gather from that. But then you can base it off of data. You can also tap into subject lines if you want to tweak your own subject lines, your messaging, maximum length, minimum length, average length. You can then also, there's like a word cloud, new sale addresses, how many times it's been used, and so on. So very cool if you want to, kind of see what competitors are using that's potentially helping them to increase their open rates, click rates. Again, do your own testing. If you go word count, you can look at the length of their email copy, max word, minimum. You can see there. You can also go into image count, the platforms they're using. If you want to make a shift to another email platform, you can also see which platforms your competitors are using. Cheetah, Sailthrough, Expert Sender, OnGage, who's using what, and so on. You can also look at emoji usage. So if you want to see which emojis are being used quite frequently, it just sparks some of those ideas to tweak your messaging and your copy. You can also look at technology, responsiveness, DKIM, email deliverability setups, SPF, who's using DKIM, who's not using, who hasn't authenticated their sending domains, who's using Google annotations, who's using dark mode correctly, and so forth. So it's a very cool tool. You can also, if you go to dashboards, you can easily compare different brands. You can compare your brand directly with another brand in the dashboard comparison view. You can see there a live vet compare mode, and then I can compare two different brands to one another. That's not going to allow me to do it now. Normal view, compare mode. But yeah, you can just see high level in a dashboard view, a live vet, all their stats. You can easily print it out. You can look at their sending cadence calendar. Let me go a live vet versus Chewy, for instance. See if I will get anything there. And it will show you a send cadence calendar view here. If you want to compare like your brand against their brands or other brands, to kind of see the frequency, the average sends per week, and so on. Just a brilliant tool. Again, as I've mentioned, merely use it as a starting point. Do your own testing here. Don't just base your entire strategy on competitor benchmarks and competitor findings. But like I've said, great tool for benchmarking against competitors. if you need to get buy-in from your team, clients, or your boss. And then it's a great idea or great tool to stimulate new ideas, new concepts, content, technology usage. And yeah, you can also download emails. Yeah, so let's say for argument's sake, there's a particular download email that you love the visual. You can also download that. You can share the campaign with your team. You can save it. You can embed it somewhere else. You can look at desktop versus mobile to see how they do their two different layouts or renderings. And then I think you can also share this in your own repository within the tool itself. So very handy tool, all-in-one tool, great starting point. Give it a spin and ramp up your competitor analysis efforts.